Hello everyone. Thanks for joining us for this brief overview of our LogPlus solution. This demonstration is intended to give you an inside look at how the software works and how it can help your transportation company to become more efficient. Let's get started. LogPlus is a log auditing solution. It allows you to enter your logs into the system and then audit those logs under the hours of service rules. After a log audit, we then provide you the ability to either produce a letter of compliance or a letter of non-compliance. This is how it works. The log toolbar button will give you a log browser with driver names. By highlighting the driver, coming over and clicking New or Add Record will allow you to begin the log entry process. The window is laid out like a typical log book. It shows the log date, the driver name, allows you to select a vehicle number. It allows you to use starting and ending odometer readings for the day. It allows you to plug in the number of miles for the day. Using a point and click method, it allows you to enter where the driver was during certain time periods. By left mouse clicking, it will draw a line to the grid where my cursor was located. The lines represent 15-minute increments. As I click, it draws lines, and the lines represent the number of hours that the driver was working. As I finish entering my information, you can see it totals each column. If I've made a mistake, I can right mouse click and it removes the line. When I am finished entering the log, I can then save the log. The logs get audited for violations through an audit process after you complete entering all the logs. That's the only way to identify any cumulative violations. Although it will immediately identify certain violations, like a speeding violation. On the Violations tab, you will see any violations that were labeled on this log entry. On the Receipts tab, it allows me to enter in types of receipts and times for anything that was turned in on that day. I'm deliberately going to choose a fuel receipt, and I'm going to enter the time in with a deliberate violation. When you set up receipt types, you also define during which period, off, sleep, drive, or duty, that the receipt is able to be entered. So a fuel purchase must occur during a duty status. So I'm deliberately going to enter in a time of 7 a.m., which is during a drive period, which should give me an obvious violation. It immediately inserts a violation post at the time of the violation. You also have a tab for notes that can be entered in by the user. When I am done, I then save the record. I would continue to repeat this process until all driver logs were entered. When finished, I'm then able to audit. To audit your logs, you close out of the log browser and click on the Audit button. You select the time range and the drivers that you want to audit. You can audit all drivers. I'm only going to audit the one driver that I've been working with. By clicking on Audit, it will then audit my logs and allow me to then view the reports. So under Reports, I like to view my logs by a log violation by driver report. Once again, I choose the month or the audit period that I just ran, and I can execute the report. The reasons why I like this report is because for that driver, it will then list dates, times, and descriptions for the different violations that the driver accrued. Now, in this violation points during setup, when you set up your different violation codes, you can associate a point for different violations, some violations accruing more points, while other violations would accrue fewer points. And you can rate your driver on a point-based system that you create internally. So this is potential log violations by driver. It is, of course, possible for you to go back to a log and modify the log. You remove the audit checkbox, and I can then modify the log. Anytime you modify a log, you will have to rerun the audit for that driver or drivers that you made changes. Through the toolbar, you see a toolbar button for letters. These are the templates for those letters, allowing you to change the header of the letters, the body, the table that's displayed in the letter, and the lower body and the footer. These are the shell or template that is used when producing either a compliant or non-compliant letter to your driver. Under reports, I'm going to run a violation letter. Even my compliance letter is under this report header. If I wanted to run a compliance letter for a particular driver under a particular time range, I set my time range, select my driver, and select the letter type. This particular letter is going to give me an error when trying to run it because the system knows that he wasn't compliant. I'm going to proceed with this anyways just to show the compliance letter. Has the driver's name, has the date, tells me, congratulations, you did not receive a DOT or company violation, and it allows you to sign and date. Also under report violation letters would be an actual violation letter or warning letter. Depending on how you set up your templates, you can increase the severity of the letter body as you progress through the warning levels. In this particular letter, it says it's a first violation notice, and it's listed the violations noted in an audit of the driver log. Driving, duty violation, receipt, speeding, driving, receipt. They are all listed here. And in the receipt violations or in some of the driving and duty violations, it shows you the actual date and time in which you entered the violation. So on the March 3rd, where I had a driving and duty violation, it occurred at 5:30. So I can actually go back and review that log and see that at 5:30 that he went into violation. Here is my driving and duty violation post. When double clicked, it brings me to the violation tab to illustrate those violations. Once you run the letters and sign them and issue to the drivers, you then put them in their records, and that would be your steps that you take to educate your drivers about the hours of service rules. And that's an inside look at the Prophesy Log Auditing Program. Please don't hesitate to reach out to our team with any questions you might have. We can be reached by phone at 800-776-6706 or by email at moreinfo@mile.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.